Hello friends, I am Kanchan from Akulmach Technologies and you are welcome to our show Nations. And today we have Sitesh Srivastav, who has a deep interest in corporate training. He is closely associated with radio broadcasting. So welcome to the show, Sitesh. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Kanchan, for this show, this discussion, this conversation. Very, very intriguing, very interesting. And I'm sure I hear a lot when I meet people about it, our discussions. How is it happening on your side? I envy the winter that you are enjoying.
Oh, really? Okay, but don't envy. I would extend my invitation to come to the north and then we'll celebrate. New Year is around the corner, Sitesh. So there's no scope of
Ah,
me now because I'm inviting you.
yeah, as they say, the grass is greener on the other side all the time.
Yes,
And
I know Bangalore is also very cool and nice city because I've seen the celebration, especially New Year celebration. They are awesome. Well, now let's discuss about today's topic. So,
yeah.
yeah, today, Satish, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has flagged off country's first ever fully automated driverless train service on Magenta line in Delhi Metro. And Satish, that with this commencement of new generation trains, the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation has entered the elite league of 7% of world's metro network. So, this is one step forward towards smart system. So, how you feel about this?
So, driverless trains are something that comes from the concept of self-driving cars. There are levels of automations in this, which is called Kanchan automatic train operation, and there are 5 levels of automation into this. But from a rather than getting into the technical part of it, the first thing that goes into our mind is that a driverless train going on a track, will I am I giving my control to someone who is actually no one? And that is something, it is interesting. Many people don't know before they get into the train, but I have tried it outside India, I have tried it in Singapore, I've tried it in Japan. We get inside the train and we tell our friends, hey, do you know it's a driverless train? And they freak out. And that is something very interesting. But that is the beauty of technology. And but there have been some hiccups all over the world, and I'm sure we will have our own set of hiccups as well. But nevertheless, I think it's a good start. And I must tell you that I am unable to keep pace with Mr. Modi, the way he launches and inaugurates things. I mean, I have to rush to catch up with him, and that's very interesting for me, and I salute him for that.
Yeah, I think when we are talking about AI and we are talking technology, so I think this is one step ahead when we talk about technology. And I think we should believe in technology because they are all systems are at place. And I also want to tell you that Delhi Metro features a combination of underground A grade elevation systems. So a lot of things are collaborated in this metro system, if you know. And they also have escalators, elevators, and visually help for visually impaired. So every facility is being taken care. And also, I would like to tell you that Delhi Metro, especially project, became first railway project in the world to be certified for carbon credit for reducing greenhouse gas emissions by United Nations in 2011. And so I think we are on a right track and we are respecting and using technology for human development, isn't it, Siddesh?
Yes, Kanchan, this is interesting from to prove a technological point that we have. An Indian railway, as far as I understand, is the fourth largest railway in the world. And Delhi Metro has actually showcased our finesse from the railway technology from a modern perspective. And it has done very well under the great engineering genius giant E. Sridharan and his team. And then it has caught up with our other cities like Hyderabad Metro, Bangalore Metro, and other metro. And now this next edition of having a driverless train is a step towards showcasing our technology prowess and reducing the human error, even if it is there for 1%, removing that human error. And that is something is a great next step. And of course the utilization of artificial intelligence and the machine learning, coordinated control, and automation systems control, because railway automation is something that touches many points on the way. I think it touches more points than in the automation in the air for a flight. And that's the reason, because of the road, the intersections, the bridges, the cities, the two junctions, another big train passing by, some train is stopping, and all the meter gauge, broad gauge. I'm sure in the metro line there is no meter gauge, broad gauge. But at some point in time these all will merge together, and probably at the same railway station we will find all these mode of transport. And that is something I'm looking forward to ride this train, and a driverless train. And probably I will relive some old songs of train drivers.
Yeah, sure. I look forward for that. But I would just want to take you to the history of this metro. It was started in Calcutta, first time planned and operational rapid transit system in India. And it initially planned in 1920, but started construction in 1970. And when we talk about Delhi Metro, it began its commercial operation on December 25, 2002, a day after the Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee inaugurated it. And it started in Delhi. When I'm talking about Delhi, for first time, first stretch and span is 8.2 kilometer from Shadra to Tees Hazari. And if somebody knows about these points like Shadra or Tees Hazari, who has visited Delhi, so I think these few areas are very, very important. So it was a crucial line which was started, a metro line was started. Now, when we also talk about Delhi Metro, is the largest and busiest rapid transit system in the India currently, connecting country's capital region with satellite cities. And it was funded by Japanese loan and equity infusion by Indian public funds. So it's a huge project, and many people. I think it also it's generating employment for Indian people and young people. So I think it's a very
Yes, I
yes.
the viability of this train is definitely going to be a great in terms of our technological prowess. Employment that it generates is definitely a welcome part of it. Indian Railways modernization phase will come out on because of this, and of course there are a lot of other technological prowess that Indian Railways has shown. It will be operated under Delhi Metro with these two lines, 55-kilometer line and 37, 38 kilometers line. And, it will be having almost 2,000 people in each train during each trip. And that itself, the trials have been undergoing since 2017, I have been told. And I'm sure the first public ride would be really, really adventurous, because people who will be sitting in that, they would be thinking, oh, this is a driverless train. But driverless train I have seen in Japan, and long distance trains also I have seen in other parts of the world. And I'm sure this is also carbon efficient, more energy efficient trains these are. So I think the narrative of the railway as a transport medium is going to stay here.
Yes,
It's not going.
yes, Sitesh, because we are a country who is having a largest network of rail tracks, a railway system. So when we are talking about metro and railway system, metro has initiated one more thing very, very efficiently, that is signaling and communication. The trains are centralized automatic trains control, comprising automatic train operations, automatic train protection, and automatic train signaling system, which is very, very essential when we talk about human transport, because you can talk to somebody instantly, and even if you have any grievances also, you can discuss it instantly. So that is very important. A part of this, intercoms are provided for emergency communication between passenger and the driver in each coach, and no train announcements are, and on train announcements are in Hindi, English, and the routes are also there. So it's very convenient. Have you traveled in metro in Calcutta or Delhi somewhere?
Yes, I had a chance of traveling in 2018 when I went to Delhi for a couple of days, and I really enjoyed, changing the lines. But I stayed in Mumbai for a very long time, so I have traveled in Mumbai local trains as well as the metro trains of Mumbai, and I have traveled in Delhi metro as well, and Hyderabad, of course, Hyderabad metro as well, and I have enjoyed. But you know what, Kanchan, that train journey, whether it is a long distance train journey of our days in 80s 90s, of going from Bangalore to Delhi or Hyderabad to Delhi, and versus the travel in the metro train, they have their own nuances, interesting observations to be made. And I think that makes the whole journey very interesting, and which actually attracts next set of passengers, next set of people. What you can do from the days of the green trains of nearby cities. Every big city had those green small trains. Mumbai local had its. But when the metro came, suddenly it all became very, very foreign like. And initially there was like, there are no shops on the metro stations, and slowly they learned about it. One thing that always remains is the crowd. Whether it is the Hyderabad metro or it is a Delhi metro, it always remains the crowd is a very key single feature of this. In Mumbai, anyway, about it, nothing can be said about the crowd. But when it comes to the driverless trains, it is something that I would do it with reciting Hanuman Chalisa for the first time, definitely,
Don't be that
just to relive the adventure.
Yeah, don't be that scared, because now technology is always there to help mankind, humankind. So, but what I feel, I have traveled a couple of times, I really enjoyed, because it is very, very convenient, and you don't need not to really drive by car and stay on red light, or you sometimes you have to leave car because there's a lot of junction, and you sometimes don't reach in office at time. So these kind of things are the older things now due to this metro. Now, do you know, Sitesh, that fastest train at present is Vande Bharat, and which operation speed is 180 kilometers per hour, and which is operational from Delhi Agra section. So that is one information I just wanted to give you. And a part of
Hmm.
I think there are many companies which are involved in the manufacturing of coaches and the broad gauges and standard gauges of metro trains. Your own Mitsubishi Corporation and then Hyundai, and then we have initially they have cooperated, they have given their know-how, but later on the public sector has taken this project like Bharat Earth Movers and BEML have also responsible for manufacturing coaches and technology things for this trade. So I think I have to now call you Delhi, and maybe in the month of January, I'll be our whole family will go in this driverless train, and I think it will be enjoyable.
Yes, Kanchan, I wait for the day, and I will definitely. I would like to come to Delhi. Uh, Whenever somebody says that come to Delhi, I always get reminded of Parathe Wali Gully. And recently on KBC, Mr. Bachchan also told about Bengali market, and
Right.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
come
there are
there.
many good places for shopping. And but the only challenge is Corona. But then I think the vaccine is here, so we are quite hopeful it will succeed. And then we'll go to Parathivali Delhi, and of course Bengali market. We have very sweet shops there, and I really love going to Bengali market and purchasing and eating there. I just love that. And a part of this, I would also want to tell you that the metro, driverless metro, is introduction is a step ahead to modernization when we are talking about smart cities. So I think this is one step towards that.
Right, right. Of course. I think it is important for our national pride also.
Yes, it was lovely talking to you, Sitesh. We'll meet again with very interesting subject in our next episode. Till then, bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, Kanchan. Thank you. Have a great day.